Hello everyone. Today I would like to present about the factor affect value of a residential, retail or industrial property. The first factor is location. The selection of locations at different positions involving different types of land use can affect the market value of a property. The value of property will be higher if the location near to the city area, such as in Kuala Lumpur, compared to the rural area. This is because transportation is more convenient in the city and it will save the time. It will be easy to access to highway, LRT, and MRT. Besides that, the infrastructure such as water and electricity supply also influence the value of property. This is because the quality and quantity of water and electricity will affect the life of residents. So, compared with the rural area, the value of the property or land will be increased. When the infrastructure and population increase, the economic activities also will grow up and they can gain benefits from each other, such as input sharing. It also will bring many benefits to the retail and industrial property because the transport cost and delivery time may be reduced. As a result, the property will increase the land price. The second factor is demand and supply situation. Demand and supply associated with market and economic conditions that will affect the value or price of property. As we know, supply of land is inelastic and naturally, but the demand is elastic. The demand will keep increasing, but the supply, such as developers, are not able to build the house quickly. Due to the supply cannot catch up to demand, the value of land will be changed. The land is not in quantity but quality, which is application to the land is varied. If the demand exceeds supply, the value and price of property will increase. Due to the shortage in land supply, the value of land will increase by time to time. This is because there has multi-purpose on using the land for many specific activities. When the amount of industrial land increase in city, it aspect will have an impact on the value and price on industrial property. The next factor is the facilities and amenities. The facilities and amenities influence the property price and value of a certain area. The facilities such as school, university, hospital, hypermarket, and shopping center will increase the value of property. The price and value of property at the city will getting higher when the facilities become more. For example, Sunway Velocity V resident is having a high value which located at Cheras Kuala Lumpur near to the Sunway Velocity Mall. This will bring many convenience in buying all kinds of essential things in daily life. In addition, the facilities and amenities such as swimming pool, gymnasium room, and children's playground will increase the value of residential property. Actually, the facilities and amenities with the value of a residential, retail, or industrial are influence each other. It is because the mall and hypermarket will attract the consumer to buy the houses and those impact the value of the property. Next, the factor is topography. The topography also influences the value of the residential, retail, or industrial. As we know, the wet terrain will give a big difficulty on construction work. It will increase the construction cost in the early stage of the project to flatten the land or curve. Therefore, it will increase the construction cost and affecting the function of land, so the land price become lower. When the buildings are built at the hillside, the buyers must be careful and survey the surrounding of residents. This is because the soil is easy to loosen and the risk of build a house at the time is high. Next, the factor is government policy. The government policy also affects the value of residential, retail, and industrial property. The government controls and influences the value of land and property. The government policy is clear that the fixed price or value of lower-cost housing and medium-cost housing. Over the years, the ceiling price for affordable housing is continuing increase, which is unaffordable for most of them in the middle and low-income community. When a developer launches any residential or commercial real estate project, it must reserve at least 30% of the property unit to the native. Due to the units are restricted to native only, so it is more difficult to sell out. When demand is low and oversupply, price will fall. Therefore, when the price of non-indigenous unit rose, the price of native unit in the same area did not rise at the same magnitude for some certain area. The next factor is legal and planning control. Through the legal and planning control, the government having the great power over lands matter. They are in direct effect the value of land and property. Planning of a development will cause the increasing of property or land value. Zoning and rezoning of land use also influence the value of property. For example, when some place was rezoned as industrial area or commercial use, such as Senai Industrial Park, it will raise the value of industrial property. It will also protect the public safety by regulating the use of land and present a win-win situation to each other. When idle land or vacant land is developed, it will be interested many residents to migrate, either to get a new place to live or to carry out economic activity. When the demand becomes higher, the value of property will rise. The next factor is physical condition of the building. The physical condition of the building also is a micro factor that will affect the value of a residential, retail, and industrial property. This is related to the structure or architecture of building, on how to build, and the exterior shape of building. This is because it will attract the buyers to buy the property either for investment, commercial activities, or a place for residents. A building that can maintain its appearance for many years can increase its value because it will reduce maintenance costs. The next factor is time on lease. As we know, there are two types of property ownership status, which is freehold and leasehold. A freehold property is belong to the owner and not controlled by government. The freehold property has some advantage, such as there has no time limited to the property and the owner of the property will not face the problem while transferring the land. A leasehold property is belong to the government and have time limited, such as 30 years, 60 years, or 99 years. Once the lease expires, the tenants either have to return the land to the state government or pay an advance lease premium. The advantage of leasehold property is the price is cheaper than freehold property and suitable for investment. The last factor is the quality of environment. This year, the people are pursue high quality of life, so the quality of environment is quite important and within their consideration on buying the property. For example, the safety of the area is important to protect the personal safety. When the crime rate is higher, the resident will feel unsafe. Thus, the security system will play a main role on this matter. Besides that, a clean and green environment also will affect the value of property. That's all from me. Thank you.